Hello and welcome back for round 3 of Wednesday Night Standard. We've got blue, green, Merfolk, and red. It appears.
Sounds good. My name is Justin Blackburn.
My name is Keely, better known as Ren. And I do believe I see very distinctly some black in there. There we go, red-black. We have red-black versus blue-green Merfolk.
I'm going to assume Aggro.
Merfolk, actually.
Merfolk. Is this like the fish? Karna and Chandra?
Ooh, that should be interesting then.
It might be vehicles. Red-black vehicles.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah. Those are very vehicle cards.
So it looks like we have a mold of 6 from Chris.
Yeah.
That's
a list, I think.
Is that a blood sun on the end?
Maybe.
I think that's a blood sun. I hope that's a blood sun.
I think that is the full art upgrade, actually. The game day upgrade.
That's fair. I still want it to be a blood sun. I want to see that card
You should have seen the games yesterday.
Oh, was there blood sun? Oh god, were there blood suns in Modern?
Mark and Liquor had a main board blood sun.
Remind me to high five that man.
2. It was horrible.
So we have a Heart of Kieran from Chris.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a pretty good chance that this is in fact vehicles.
Yeah, well, Heart of Kieran is actually just a very good face beater. It turns off removal very well because it's inactive. And then until you turn it on. So it doesn't get killed by average removal until
that looks like a Glorybringer in Chris's hand.
That isn't a braid, by the way.
Okay, it isn't a braid. I'm mildly disappointed.
He has 2 braids. He might play Bloodhound on the sideboard. It's very good against Search for Kanto.
There's Ballista on 1.
Yep.
And what is Heart of Kieran's crew cost?
2.
2? Okay. 2 or a
loyalty
counter.
Yeah. The standard deck that I was considering. Oh, it's 3.
Oh, it is crew 3. Okay.
The standard
or a loyalty counter.
Yeah, the standard deck that I was considering is green black, or it's green and with black, kind of. So it's black for Scrap Heap Scrounger in the main board, and then you've got your Vraska and your Black Hour in the sideboard.
What exactly does the Black Hour do again?
Exile target creature.
Gotcha.
Vraska's Contempt is too hard to splash, so
makes sense since it is double black.
Yeah. And green does not have a good enough removal, I should say. It does have some actually pretty good ones.
It just doesn't creature removal super well.
Right. The fight spells are good, and they're not good when the creature can't be killed. So that's where you're at. I believe it's a promise. No, that's the green hour. But
we've got a Silvergill Adept.
It's good. So the Merfolk player is doing pretty good. I mean, this is a position I would love to be in.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a pretty good setup so far.
Reveal Kamena Speaker, play Kamena Speaker, get another trigger, have a 2/2 flyer. Like, he's doing fine. If he plays another Silvergill, he just...
Oh, a Song of Freyalise.
We were both shocked about that, but that card is very good.
I like it. Turns
all your creatures into Birds of Paradise. When it fires off, your opponent is gonna die. It's that's
worth a pretty penny right now, isn't it?
Which one?
Song of Freyalise.
They're like $1 or $2. I own like 8.
They are 74 cents according to TCG Mid currently.
Okay, so probably $1 on Star.
Thereabouts. Yep, 99 cents.
Or
$6 foil.
And the foils are very pretty, so...
Yeah, it looks like Mid's right about $6 too for the foils.
I believe that.
Yeah, I can imagine that the foil is very pretty.
Where a powerful uncommon like that should be. At least in standard, anyway.
I've actually only seen one of the sagas in foil, and that's because I pulled it. I have a foil Mending of Dominaria.
That's pretty good. I saw a foil First Eruption, which is just a really bad card.
First Eruption is the rare, right?
Yeah.
The one that has double red on its first chapter?
It is not the first chapter, it is the second
Or on the second chapter? I'm trying it out in my Merfolk deck in Commander.
See, I don't think it's...
I've yet to play it.
So it does 1 to all non-flyers, right?
I believe so, yeah. 1 to all non-flyers, add 2 red, or 3 sacrifice a mountain. If you do, it deals 3 damage to each creature. And I'm kind of playing it for the 3rd chapter, but the 1st chapter is fine in my commander deck.
So I played it in a draft, and I got very judged for playing it. And then I did a later draft, or a different draft, Friday, and there was a foil one, and it tabled.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a nice-looking foil, but I would have considered picking it up if I didn't actually like get a good card in the pack.
That's very like you can't judge.
Good.
I almost picked up I think it was a foil Whisper that I let wheel.
Whisper is very nice looking as well. All the Dominaria foils are pretty sweet, including Blink of an Eye, which I managed to pull 2 in one day, foiled.
That's pretty good.
And 2 foil Teshars.
Oh, now I'm jealous.
I passed the Teshar in a draft.
I have a foil Squee in my binder, which I really want to see Squee get played a little bit more. I think it just doesn't really have a good home right now.
His home is Commander. Or Scred. He's very good in Scred as well. Because you're always going to have excess mana once you pass turn 4. Merwin. The elf that adds
elf mom
for power. Yeah.
Mana elf mom. Yeah, I could see a foil of that being really, really cool, or a stamped promo. I'd actually really like to get a foil of that for commander purposes, but... So it looks like we are pretty evenly 1 for 1 here in this game.
Is it on 2 or is it on 3? Did he move the die already?
It's going to 3 now.
Chris is dead. Chris is dead. I'm 95%.
So it is... Let's see, what is...
+1/+1.
He's scooping it
Vigilance,
up.
Trample, Indestructible.
Until end of turn.
Is that it? Trample, Vigilance, Indestructible. Does it also give Reach?
And +1/+1 counters.
Okay.
So yeah, that is a really good, really good spell.
Like, if he didn't have that, he was dead.
Yeah.
And he just destroyed him because of that.
So I'm really interested in seeing what John has in his sideboard. I actually was thinking about playing Merfolk in Standard for a while. And I actually, when Rivals of Ixalan first came out, helping out with the Standard testing, the Merfolk was the deck of choice for me because I really wanted to play Merfolk. And that is actually, in fact, Luke Browning's fault.
Yeah.
He kind of drew me to the deck. And I kind of want to see if... I don't think I see in his sideboard my personal choice for what I would have wanted at the time in the sideboard, which was the blue-green Nissa, but I could be wrong because I can't see it very well.
So that card's okay. It's not the best in Standard because it doesn't do a lot. No,
oh yeah, no, it is in there.
He definitely
it is in there.
I would play 2. Oh wow,
he has 3 in a sideboard.
Is that a? Yeah, that is a sideboard.
I don't think he would be very good in this matchup.
No.
But against more grindy, controlling matchups, I think it's really good.
It's good in the long run, but that's the awkward part about the card. Like, you can't main deck that card because against red-black, it does nothing.
Right.
It dies or it gets ignored.
Right.
You might get to scry 2, you might flip a land, you might flip a 1-drop, but other than that, it's not going to do you a ton.
Right.
Against a control deck, if they tap out, you're golden. Like, if your opponent taps out to settle the wreckage, which I would assume that happens a lot to John because he's playing green and blue, your opponent's going to tap out to settle you to clear up your board. Following up with the Nissa is pretty good.
Because that can definitely help you get your board state back.
Yeah. And so I like Merfolk right now. I don't know how it actually handles, but I like the idea of it because you have your blue to support your creatures not getting settle wreckaged. And you have a powerful strategy. Merfolk is good at flooding the board.
And that is definitely one of the really good things, too, about Settle the Wreckage in this format, especially in format with it having Heroic Intervention.
Yeah.
Because it does, like, that is the board wipe stopper, and Settle the Wreckage gets around that really easily.
Yep.
Which is really nice.
Well, I disagree with that being a nice thing. Settle the Wreckage is... It's
a very balanced thing.
Too strong, I think.
It is very, very strong in this format.
Because it can't be... I think that Heroic Intervention should be the thing to be interacting with it, and it isn't. So that's where I'm at. I don't play enough Standard to really give you an idea. I've had Settle the Wreckage casted to me on Modern. It exiled 2 creatures. I followed that up by getting 2 lands and killing him the next turn. So it's okay. Like, it's a good card. I'm never gonna say it's a bad card. I never would think that's a bad card. People told me it was a bad card.
Settle the Wreckage?
Yes, they're wrong.
They're very wrong.
Yeah.
Because it is a one-sided exiling board wipe, I think it is very, very good, especially since it deals with the gods.
Yeah. It is just clean removal. Your opponent gets lands out of their deck, which you don't want, but exiling 15
but it also
plus
their
creatures
board.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a good card. And so I've heard in Standard that from some players that it's not as bad as you think it is. Of course, I'm ignoring the blue-white players' opinions because they're the ones casting it. So I don't think a player should tell you if a card is fair if they're the one casting it. I think the opponent should be able to tell you. And
that makes sense.
I've heard from some people that it's fine. Earlier today, I don't know if you were there or not. Someone was saying, I can't remember who was saying it, but I heard that it's like, it's fine because I'm just going to keep playing cards because you took 6 lands out of my deck.
Yeah.
So
it does definitely effectively deck thin.
Right. Now my Merfolk Branchwalkers are going to flip cards instead of lands. Like, it's my flips are going to be better. My draws are going to be better.
So this is looking a lot like the second game of round 2.
Yeah, it is.
Play a card, it gets Magna Sprayed.
I mean, that's what that red-black deck wants to do. It wants to have threats stick and remove your opponent's threats to kill them. I hope John has a 2. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Branchwalker's a good card. That's the Lord.
So enters in with a counter. Probably going to keep that on top.
Depending on how many lands he has. I have not seen his hand.
It looks like he is keeping it on top.
He is, but I don't know if I would want that. I'm not a huge fan of the Lord. It's very good with the tokens, but he doesn't have the tokens, so... That's, unlicensed.
The promo unlicensed, yeah.
So he's at 17 now because that also bolts you. This card's good.
It's very good. Draw the Lord.
Chris is low on black, though.
I would assume naming Merfolk. Kind of a safe assumption here.
I think a lot of the Merfolk are warriors, are scouts as well, but...
I think a lot of them are.
A lot of them are scouts. I do know that. Branchwalker's a scout. I believe Speaker's a scout. No, you name Merfolk, of course, but...
I mean, you never know. He could have named cats.
You could.
It would be the improper choice, but he could have.
Actually, Luke Browning has done that on camera, named cats, because he had a Prowling Serpent card that he could not cast. So he had to name Cat to be able to cast it.
That's pretty awkward.
It's funny, though.
So we now have a card from Chris.
Yep. So I believe Chris is on black-red vehicles officially now.
Gonna +1, gets a land, and a land.
Wow, it's almost like that's what Karn does. He is very good at drawing lands. Like, exceptionally good. I believe I've seen a solid 90% of Karn flips hit lands.
Wow.
I don't think... I think I've only seen it not flip a land when the opponent was, or the person doing it was already winning and didn't need the card at all.
And like, thanks to the... I missed the name.
I did too.
Thank you, new follower.
Yeah, thank you for subscribing. Following.
If it was subscribing, I could have seen who it was, but...
Oh, is that the thing?
That is the thing.
Is that what that means?
That is generally what that means.
Neat. For those of you that don't know, I don't understand stuff, so... I'm
also much closer to the computer and therefore closer to chat.
I play green in Modern, so I just smash face.
You play Boggles in Modern, child.
I have not played Boggles in 6 months.
Yet you're still known as the Boggles player.
Yep, everybody still thinks I play Boggles. I'm just gonna sit here and boggle and then kill you.
I almost played Boggles in Modern. I was like when I was first thinking about getting into Modern, that's what I was almost talked into, and then you've seen the travesty that is the deck that I am trying to build.
That has chat?
I don't think chat has.
Do you want to talk about it?
We will talk about it between rounds, since we should probably focus on standard for right now.
I mean, he's carving it up. I don't...
Yeah, so let's see what he flips here. Not a land, and not a land.
Wow, okay. Scrap Heap Scoundrel doesn't seem good, though. So I think that's...
Yep, that's what he's gonna get.
Yeah. I think he would want to protect the Karn. I mean, that's what the players usually want to do. I think Karn is actually at a healthy life total, where I wouldn't care about him anymore, because he's not going anywhere anymore. I kind of would have liked to see a minus there, but Chris actually flipped in favor. So
we've got a mom.
Yep.
No
Pia.
pop.
Yeah, it's not mom and pop. That's just Pia.
Just mom.
Just Pia. It's nice. I like that. I like that token.
That was a really cool Thopter token.
Mm-hmm. It's a snitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't seen the Harry Potter movies in a long time. I like them.
I haven't seen most of them. I've just read the books.
You haven't seen most of them? Okay,
yeah.
Well, reading the books is different.
Yeah, actually, the first time that I actually read through them, I power read all 7 of them in 12 days.
Wow. Okay.
I also had nothing else to do for that week and a half.
I remember reading them when I was sick, and I powered through a couple, but I was very young, so like...
I wasn't allowed to read them until I was older.
I mean...
Because, as we mentioned in the last round, I'm a child of the 90s, and my family is weird, and not religious, surprisingly enough.
Huh.
Given that that's a thing that they were weird about. That and Rugrats.
I don't get Rugrats. Rugrats was a great show.
So, I was forbidden to watch Rugrats when I was a kid. And here's the even stranger thing. My mom let me watch South Park.
I was about to... I thought you mentioned that you were allowed to watch South Park. And
I can't... Like, don't judge me for this, but I can't stand South Park now. Like, at all.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't care for the show.
You grew up with it, so it's kind of like...
I didn't even grow up with it. It was just, like, one of those things that my mom left on and she let me watch, but my grandmother's the one who refused to let me watch Rugrats. With the stipulation, mind you, that my mother was a single mother. We all lived in the same house. So... It's even weirder.
It might have been one of those things that they didn't want to listen to it.
And now see, like, my grandmother's also really weird about SpongeBob. Because since, it came out in 99.
Yep.
And now he is getting the construct.
Yeah. I think he should have been getting constructs a while ago, but...
Yeah, you don't really need much more card advantage at this point.
Yeah, I think instead of a plus last time, it should have been a minus, but it's fine. I mean, it worked out in his favor, surprisingly, so...
But as I was saying... The same thing I have heard since 1999 when SpongeBob came out, which, oh my god, that show should have died years ago.
It did. It's over.
Oh, no, it's still on air.
It's on air. They stopped making episodes.
No, they didn't.
I thought they canceled it. I thought they stopped
I
making
hope
episodes.
they did. Anyway, all I've heard for a long time is that SpongeBob indoctrinates children.
What?
Yep.
I don't know what that word means.
Indoctrinates?
Oh, indoctrinates. I heard indoctrinates, and I was like,
no.
I've never heard of that word.
No, that SpongeBob indoctrinates children. That is what I have grown up hearing. And I can't stand it. So now I just turn on SpongeBob whenever I can in every room in the house because I am spiteful.
Look, Gary. Doubloons, but don't drop them.
Yeah, no, I could quote SpongeBob all day long, but I grew up with it. I mean, I was, 6 when it came out? That is the voice of the annoying, squeaky, laughing voice of my generation.
I mean...
That should have died with the first movie.
Oh, the first movie was so good.
I saw it in theaters.
David House. I think I did too, actually.
I was much older than you, though.
I was about to say, I think I was 8. Maybe.
I don't even know when it came out, but it should have died.
It was 06.
It should have died after that. The movie was great, and the second movie was like,
I don't think I ever saw the second movie.
Alright, so now we've got a Song of Fair Leaves popping off, getting back to the game now.
Yeah, it's very low, though. Like, he doesn't have enough creatures. I think Chris has got this in the bag just from pure, advantage.
So we'll probably be going into game 3, so it depends on...
John? Yeah, John doesn't have a reason not to attack, but, Chris isn't taking a lot of damage.
He really isn't. He only took 6 damage from that.
Yeah. I mean, I would have blocked with...
I don't think he's gonna die on the... John's not gonna die on the crackback, especially since the creatures get vigilance for Song before release.
Yeah.
But...
I think a Ballista Pump and a Minus is appropriate here. Not in that order, of course.
He's actually plussing. So we're getting a land and a Chandra. So that Chandra is going bye-bye.
So he drew a land. Good job. Thank you. I was about to say something like, he's got him going the wrong way. So I think this is one of those times where Pia's not very popular mode is being used, where it gives a artifact +1 attack.
Let's see.
And I think it should just be done on the Thopter. Oh, okay. Scavenger got Essence scattered. And it's just going to get brought back, right? Does he have the other creature for food?
Yeah, it's 1 red. Target artifact creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn.
Yeah, I think that will be... I think he should actually just be going all out on that Thopter with it. John has a couple two cards in his hand because he just Essence scattered something. I would take that risk. It's only a token, so if it gets bounced, it gets bounced. No harm, no foul. I think that mode should just be going all out on a Thopter. Or just using it to pump Ballista to clear his board up. Is that a Silvergill, the blue creature?
Yeah, that's a Silvergill.
Yeah, just pump and threaten a Silvergill. Kill the Silvergill if you need to.
So we're getting in on the swing.
Yeah, those are all resilient creatures, so...
Well, and a flyer.
Yeah, I mean, it's got evasion.
And it looks like our camera has frozen yet again.
Yep, I would assume John is going to block the token, because Scrounger could just be brought back.
Right.
Doesn't Commander Speaker gain flying if you have a Merfolk?
I'm not certain. Would help if my phone was cooperating.
But if it does...
It gets +1/+1 as long as you control another Merfolk or an island. No flying.
Okay, no flying.
So it looks like we're going to game 3.
Yep.
So, in between rounds as well, after round 2, I actually walked over to the dollar store that's right nearby, and I picked up a cola that I'm gonna try after this round is over, after this game. It's called Jolt Cola, and it has a tagline of all the sugar and twice the caffeine. So
that's a 90s drink right there.
It looks like it's straight out of the early 90s too. Like, as somebody out of the early 90s, it looks like something out of the early 90s. So,
how much caffeine does it have?
80 milligrams per serving, 160 per can. That's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, it is.
How much caffeine is in this?
I was about to say, I think that had 20.
This has caffeine in it, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at an Arizona tea.
Yeah.
Not, like, obviously the Jolt has caffeine in it. I'm trying to figure out if the Arizona tea does. I actually think it doesn't. I think this is the one that doesn't. Oh, no, it has caffeine in it. It says right there.
Yeah, I was like, doesn't it say caffeine everywhere in it?
Well, it's got a bunch of stuff other than caffeine, but it also doesn't say how much caffeine's in it, and that's mildly concerning.
Like, reading.
Well, I don't think yours does. Yours is just a pink lemonade Arnold Palmer.
Regular Arnold Palmers do have caffeine, though. So
it doesn't have caffeine added. It just has the natural caffeine from tea.
Yeah. But that should still be on the can, should it not? I don't know.
Probably.
Let's get nutrition facts of cheese in there. Scott, do you know that command?
I believe he only attacked with the one that
Scrounger.
Yeah, the one that was already out.
Chris did it correctly.
Well, he did his attacks correctly. We'll say that.
That's what I mean.
In the end, it still worked out that the Karn wasn't he only minus the card on the once.
So
which we disagree with.
I don't think it's wrong. I just think it's better. Like,
yeah,
Chris's pluses worked in his favor. So, although it might not have been correct, it worked for him. Like getting rid of your own Chandra sucks, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I mean, you can always use the second ability to get it back eventually.
Yeah, he could have done that at any point, and he chose not to. So it's not like it was just ignored. Chris knows those cards are there, hopefully. He acknowledged by putting them underneath Karn.
Right.
And
he did actually have 2 Scrap Heap Scroungers. He slid one off the screen since it couldn't attack. So there was one in his graveyard, one that had been on the battlefield.
And could attack. I think he was showing us 7 lands.
No, there was... I saw at least 1 land.
Okay.
But I don't know that it was more than that.
I saw the Drogskall's comment, right? Is that what you saw?
I saw a basic mountain.
Okay.
But there was at least a Chandra and a Heart of Kiran, possibly 2 Heart of Kirans.
They aren't great in multiples. They're good to have multiples as a deck because they die, but they're not good to have in play.
So I'm going to move that out of the way so I'm not, like, shaking it by accident. I have very twitchy hands, like... I think it's the ADD.
Oh.
And that's why me and Robert can never, ever commentate together. Because it would be 4 straight hours of ADD and ADHD.
Organized.
Oh, you're organizing things?
Yes. Are they... I think you have an all-green pile, so go nuts.
I do have an all-green pile.
They're not in alphabetical yet.
They're barely in order.
Yeah, like I said, they're not in alphabetical yet. I just do them by color and then sort them once they're down by color.
Okay, that's weird.
Because it's easier that way.
I mean, it is easier that way, but the way that you're doing it I think is weird because I have like 6 subdivisions of how I organize my cards.
Oh, I just do a collector number. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're...
Which kind of works.
You tried to explain it to me, and I tried, but I did not follow.
Okay, so I'm going to explain it to chat and see if they understand it, because it might just be that I explained it really badly.
It makes sense to me. I just struggled so hard.
So, I do it by color, by super type, by CMC, by name, and then by printing. So it's a lot of organization. But at that point, it's, okay, I need this exact card with this CMC and this printing, and I can just kind of shuffle through and find it really easily.
So what I struggled with is the multicolored. That's where I could not.
Okay, so with multicolored for me, it's 2-color ally.
Right.
In Weberg order by whatever is first on the card. Enemy color, 2-color by whatever is first on the card. And then I think I did shards and then wedges. And then the, like, 3 non-rare 5 colors that I have.
Okay. And the other... So I just thought, like, what do you do with fuse cards? Is that just whatever's first?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
I don't remember because I don't have very many, and I think most of them are actually in a binder.
Right. I'm pretty sure you had the... I don't think you had fuse cards in the pile you asked me to organize.
I didn't because all of the other ones are at...
Matt's house.
Yeah. No, I got distracted. That's... Oh, okay, that's the Hedonith Climb.
Yeah.
For a split second, I thought it was a...
The Black Rune?
No, Benny the Luxa.
That's a card.
That is a card.
It's a weird card. I don't think
it's a really good card of Commander.
Yeah. I don't think it would be horrible in Merfolk. It says draw a card every other turn. Turn 3, it's not bad.
Yeah. Speaking of turn 3, so we've got...
Chain Whirler.
Chain Whirler.
Could be worse.
It definitely deals with one of the threats.
John's Speaker gets a lot worse. Where does that... Oh, yeah. No, it's still fine because that combat... It puts counter, that flips. That's actually really good for John.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is that a foil one? Looks shiny. Might just be the angle.
I think it's just the angle. It doesn't look foil to me.
It looked foil when he took it out of the sleeve. It doesn't look foil now. But
so let's see. It's...
Is that only at a sorcery? Or is he just doing it to do it?
I think he was just doing it to do it.
It's got flying.
Yeah, it comes in flying.
Yeah, he's just tearing apart Chris. Chris is already at 12, I think, if their life totals are correct.
Yeah, gains flying and +X on turn where X is its power. So it's already at a 4/4,
Yeah,
correct?
he just hit him for 8.
In the air.
Yeah, on his turn 4. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty brutal. So, disintegrate the heck out of that.
Yeah, that's the bad part about Hadana's Climb. That's Luke Browning, who played Sultai Stake for a while, and he took out Hadana's Climb because he said it was really bad in the meta, and that is an example of why he said the card was not good right now. Because it's fine when it flips if you have a large creature, but that creature will immediately get killed.
Yeah, and that's... Unlicensed Disintegration is a really good removal spell.
It's very clean removal. It destroys a creature, and you have a good upside. He is at 2, apparently, which I missed somehow.
Yeah, he had been down to 12 before that attack, which put him to 4, and I don't know exactly what put him to 2.
I don't know either. I'm not sure. But Chris is very dead if anything sticks.
Yeah.
I think he did that incorrectly. Did he reveal something?
I do not believe that he did. I believe he paid full cost for it.
It's unless you pay 5, right? Or is it unless you pay 3?
I believe it is 3.
Oh, okay. I don't...
It's much better to reveal something, but
Right.
it's not...
I don't hate it. It's really not that bad if you have nothing to do. Your opponent's playing red, so it's not like it's going to matter.
Right, and either way, you're drawing a card.
Right.
So we have a Glorybringer brought down.
That's rough. That's just rough. I don't know what to say. Exert. Kill your thing.
Exert and get
Take
that the heck out of here.
Like... is chat saying anything at all? They seem to be very docile.
Yeah, the speaker was actually 10 power. It had +1/+1 and 3 counters on it.
Oh. Okay.
I believe, yeah, because it was a speaker, so he controlled an island, so it got +1/+1.
Right, I forget about
So
the
yeah,
islands.
that's what put him to the 2.
Yeah, I keep thinking it's just a Merfolk. I feel like it should just be another Merfolk, but it's not what the card says, so...
At least it's not both.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't be great if it said both. Actually,
Well, no, it
wouldn't
gives
be
you
any
+1/+1 for each.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what I mean by both.
Yeah, just have that and a billion islands breeding pool.
But that also wouldn't be, like, a 1-drop at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they've made poorly designed cards before.
In Standard, no less.
Yeah.
I'm still very upset about the Felidar Guardian.
Why?
Okay.
Banning it or it being printed?
It's a dumb card. It's really broken with Saheeli Rai, but you know what pisses me off the most about it?
That it's a cat.
Why is there a Felidar on Kaladesh? Felidars
It's a cat.
are from Zendikar. Felidars specifically are from Zendikar.
Okay.
I want to know where the Felidar came from.
So
That's all I wanna know.
Probably brought it with her.
And now, see, that makes sense. And if they had ever said it, I'd be okay with that. I'm not okay with it. Because they never said anything about it. The fact that there is just a Felidar on Kaladesh for no explained
Cute, right?
reason.
Isn't the art cute? I think I remember being cute.
It is fairly cute. I'm really upset about this stupid Felidar. Almost as upset as I was when I opened a pack of OG Zendikar and opened a Felidar Sovereign as a mythic.
Do you know how much that used to be worth before it got reprinted?
I'm sure quite a bit.
They were like $40.
I opened it during BFC Standard.
Oh, I know. I believe you've told me this.
I'm
but
still mad. It's still sitting in my binder.
I saw it. I did see it. I was going to
Still
comment
sitting
on
in my
that
binder.
earlier.
I've been trying to get the store to buy it
My friend
for like 2 years.
My friend had one, and I didn't know how much it was worth until it was found. Felidars are also found on Kaladesh, where they kept as guard beasts.
I guess.
According to Gamepedia, thank you. Which is the...
They spelled Cincinnati wrong. I don't know that I trust them.
They helped me get through a lot of games. I trust them.
I don't trust it.
Okay, you don't have to.
I also didn't read any of the Kaladesh stories, so...
I didn't either.
Okay, that's not true. I read Homesick. because it was in that moment that I realized that I am in fact Chandra Nalar.
Was it the hair or something else?
Have you met me?
Yeah.
I feel like that's all I need to say. I identify as blue-red as a person. And that is a whole rant I can go on. I actually did a paper for psychology about that.
What did your psychology professor think about that?
I don't remember. It was 2 years ago in the middle of the Renaissance Festival season. So, that'll be it for round 3. If we want to go ahead and switch back here to the commentator's camera.